Today, in the nerdy news you need to know about, Neil Druckmann reveals new details about Intergalactic, the Heretic Prophet. Sony is experimenting with AI-powered PlayStation characters. Boo! And LEGO is starting to bring its game development in-house. We'll have all this and more because this is Kinda Funny Games Daily. What's up, everybody? Welcome to Kinda Funny Games Daily for Tuesday, March 11th, 2025. 311 day.
Never forget.
Whoa.
Back to back.
Amber is the color of your energy.
Couldn't tell you a single song.
Whoa. What the fuck?
There was
really?
one time I accidentally downloaded.
What did you listen
Jaquan's
to
Tipsy.
on your way home from the comic book shop when your dad drove you?
Probably shit from the Pokemon movie soundtrack.
Oh, you're a fucking loser,
You know
dork
what I
kid.
mean?
Yeah.
But no, the 1 through 11 song I know, and I don't even know what it is. Is it Down? Is Down a song?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was Down because
Okay.
I accidentally downloaded a mashup of Tipsy and Down.
Oh, was it good?
It was.
What's Tipsy?
Jaquan's Tipsy?
Give me
One. Here comes the two.
Oh, okay. To the four. Okay, yeah. Okay, that's good. I like that. I'm one of your hosts, Greg Miller, alongside Forbes 30 Under 30, a.k.a. the second best baby blues in San Francisco, a.k.a. the married one, at Tim Geddes.
Let Tim host. How are you, Greg?
Good. Aaron nails it. Tim didn't have Q101, Greg. That is the point. Q101, Chicago's alternative rock station. You weren't fucking living. You weren't partying.
I was not living.
My fucking dad, who only listened to Boxcar Willie, listening to 311 on the way home from the comic shop.
Boxcar Willie.
Yeah, you know.
You know,
It's exactly what you think it is.
But yeah,
it's
I
exactly
can put it
what you
together.
think it is.
I can put it together. God bless your dad. And God bless Jack Quaid, Greg Miller. Yesterday, me, Kevin, Joey, Roger, and Gia, and Spencer, Kevin's brother, went to
Sexy brother.
Went to the 40X theater that we love so much.
Why?
To see Jack Quaid's latest film, Novocaine. This was the first screener we've ever been to in 40X.
Why are they screening it 40X?
Because the movie is all about Jack Quaid not feeling pain.
Sure.
So they're like, let's just put him through as much painful situations as possible.
Okay.
And you're going to feel it too.
So they rumbled you.
Oh, they rumbled you.
poked
They punch you in the back. There's a little like rope thing that like kind of whips your feet a little bit.
Oh.
A lot of blasting air. It was incredible.
Really?
Okay? What an experience.
Was the movie good or was the experience good?
Both.
Okay, fair enough.
This movie is a perfect example of just nailing it. Like this movie, I would give it on the Kind of Funny scale probably a 7.5.
Okay,
somewhere between good and great.
Okay.
But for what the movie's going for, I would recommend it. Like it's a definitely recommended 7.5 here. You're gonna have a great time. It has the simple premise of, hey, what if this was like one of those John Wick action comedy movies of let's just take a normal guy and put him in a John Wick situation.
Sure.
But with a twist kind of like a Limitless, where it's just like, but what if we unlocked his whole brain? Or what if they just add the variable to like kind of add a lot of creativity.
He doesn't heal faster though, right? This is the one thing I couldn't get from the trailer. I understand you don't feel the pain.
No, he doesn't. It's great.
He does not.
He just doesn't feel pain.
And
his
his
body deteriorates as it goes.
They really took the premise and were like, how far can we take this? Like the moment this movie ended, I was like, I hope it does well because I can't wait to see what a sequel could do.
Oh, really? Okay.
Like, yeah, watching this movie, it feels like they used every ounce of their budget perfectly. Great cast. Jack Quaid obviously absolutely crushes it. Love seeing him lead things because he's just so damn good.
Ned was so good too. Every time he was on.
Jacob, Ned from the Spider-Man
Now engaged.
trilogy, now engaged.
Oh,
exactly. The CEO of Sex.
Somebody let him know that we're clapping for his engagement.
Exactly. He was great in it. And Amber Midthunder, who was the lead in Prey, who I have not seen yet, but I can't wait to see that movie now because
you're in for a treat.
She was great in this.
Yeah.
Their chemistry off the charts. Movie, super fun. Definitely recommend it. If you can watch it in 40X, I would recommend that as well. But yeah. Call Jack?
Yeah.
Yeah, good. Love it.
Do you think he answers?
Of course, it's Greg Miller.
Yeah, but he might be busy.
Well, it seems like you were trying to reach Jack Quaid.
No, we're not doing the fake voicemails anymore.
Hi.
Hi, Jack. How are you?
I'm doing good. It's me, Vegeta, Prince of the Saiyans.
No, we're not doing that anymore. We're not doing that.
Okay.
All right?
I thought I'd give it another try, but
How-
with less confidence.
How much did you pay Tim for this Novocaine promotion? Because this kid's putting this movie over big time, okay?
Oh, man, Tim, what was it? Like a couple grand at least, right?
Yeah. Totally worth it, though.
Congratulations on Novocaine. They all love it. They said it was great.
Oh, thank you so much, dude. No, I'm really proud of it. I went to the premiere last night, and just a lot of people laughing and wincing and groaning and screaming in terror. It was wonderful.
Yeah, we saw it in 40X. The screener we went to was 40X, and so we felt your pain as well, and it was incredible.
God. I sat in one of those chairs, not for the premiere, but they put me in one just to experience actually the trailer in 40X, and it was the craziest thing I've ever done in my life. I can't believe anyone does that, and they can actually keep track of their popcorn because mine was flying everywhere.
Oh yeah, it goes everywhere. Andy lost all of his last time.
Yeah. But that's the experience.
In the live chat right now. Oh, by the way, you're live on the show. In the live chat.
Hello. Kind of funny.
Rocket Guardian says, "Tell Jack he was great in Companion 2. You were great in Companion 2."
Oh, thanks, man. Thanks, guys. Thank you. What was his name? Rocket
Guardian.
Rocket Raccoon? Rocket Guardian. Well, that makes sense. That's all in the same universe. Rocket Guardian.
Yeah.
Incredible. Rocket Guardian, thank you so much. Thanks, dude. No, it's been a cool year, and I don't know. I'm just really happy that cool people like yourself can reach out to me and we can have a conversation.
Yeah, well, now you're getting big time. I see you on all the late night talk shows. You're talking to the real host now, so it's only a matter of time before you stop answering these phone calls.
This is what I've been training for. This is the real sauce right here. No,
okay. Jimmy Kimmel's never just going to call you. He's never just going to call you live on the air like I do.
No, he's not going to be like, let me get Jack on the phone. No. But no, the fact that I have Kind of Funny support is everything. So you guys are incredible.
We love you, Jack. We'll talk to you soon, okay? Come visit, come back.
We'll do.
Invite us to a premiere once or twice. I don't know what the problem is. You know what I mean? We've done so much for you.
It's gonna fucking happen. It needs to happen.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well.
No. This needs to happen. Anytime that I do anything, especially if it's in 40X.
Yes.
Please.
All right. That's the deal. When the premiere's in 40X, you invite Tim. All right. We like that.
We live our lives in 40X.
All right. Great. We love you, Jack. Take care.
Bye.
I love you guys. Thanks for seeing the movie.
Mm-hmm. Bye. Too late. He's a Rocket Guardian. Shout out. Because this is Kind of Funny Games Daily. Each and every weekday, we run you through the nerdy video game news you need to know about live on youtube.com/kindoffunnygames, twitch.tv/kindoffunnygames, Apple and Spotify, and every other podcast service under the video game sun. If you like that, hey, why not pick up a Kind of Funny membership? A Kind of Funny membership gets you each and every show Kind of Funny produces ad-free. That's more than $20 a week. It pays my phone bill so I can call Jack Quaid. And of course, it gets you a daily dose of me in a video series that goes on for 15 to 20 minutes as a podcast too, called Gregway. Of course, if you want to be part of this show live as we do it, maybe you want to write in with your questions, comments, concerns, you can super chat over on youtube.com/kindoffunnygames to be part of the news and the nonsense. No bucks tossed away, no big deal. Like, subscribe, share. youtube.com/kindoffunnygames, twitch.tv/kindoffunnygames, Apple, Spotify, leave a review, do the thing, click the button. You got Twitch Prime, you got Amazon Prime. Why aren't you using it right now? You know what I mean? Bezos is not a good person, it seems like, so why not take the money he's giving you for free and put it back into us? You know what I mean? Why not do that right there? That seems like that'd be helpful. Tell your friends. Tell your local conventions you want us to come. Right now, when grandma's on the deathbed, walk up to her, hold her hand, and ask her for her Amazon Prime login, make her a Twitch account, give us that thing, keep it going. It'll go for a few months of auto renew, but guess what? Her Amazon Prime auto renews, not her Twitch Prime. Your Twitch Prime doesn't auto renew either. Remember, ladies, gentlemen, and NBs, we're all just dust in a universe. And if you don't set that reminder, they won't let you auto-renew your thing, so you have to do it yourself. Of course, Kind of Funny is an 11-person small business.
Such a darker place. I'm so happy it ended where it did.
You got to know when to pull out.
Kevin wants to play. I'll play. Let's play. We're an 11-person small business all about live talk shows. Of course, you're right now with us live for Kind of Funny Games Daily. After this, you're going to get the Kind of Funny GAMESCAST, where we thought we were going to talk about hidden gems and things that have gone, we forgot about this from a show and did this thing, but we also didn't get to do the Marvel games conversation yesterday. Maybe we do that. Maybe we do something else. We're keeping you and us on our toes, so stay tuned for that. Then the stream is going to be the continuation of the one and only Pokemon Nuzlocke.
Hell yeah.
Kevin, what is the update from the Nuzlocke studio?
No one's dead yet. Wow!
But it was close, I heard. Wow. It was very close.
Oh my God. There were a couple of moments. We've got 2 badges. We're working on a third. Uh-oh. Everyone's like, 3's scary. So we're scared.
Yeah. Okay, great.
You think you're going to get there today? I
mean, I think we're ready. The thing is, we just got a Machoke. No, what's Machop. We got him a chop, and we're grinding him a little bit.
I love that guy.
But I think we're gonna get here. I think we got there. I think we're getting there.
Okay, great. If you're a Kind of Funny member, my Gregway is being uploaded and processed by Cool Greg right now. It's 16 minutes about how I review video games and if the PlayStation Portal is ruining my work. Thank you to our Patreon producers, Delaney Twining, Carl Jacobs, and Omega Buster. Today we're brought to you by Monster Hunter Now, Built Rewards, and Stash. But we'll tell you about that later. For now, let's begin the show with what is and forever will be the Roper Report. Time for some news. 6 items on the Roper Report. Number 1, Naughty Dog's Neil Druckmann reveals new details about Intergalactic, the Heretic Prophet. This is from Zuhaad Ali over at the Game Post. Naughty Dog's Neil Druckmann has opened up about Intergalactic, the Heretic Prophet during Sony's creator-to-creator video series, giving fans some new details about the studio's new sci-fi adventure.
Very, very, very cool series.
Tell me about it.
I didn't get to finish it yet, but I was like popping in. I was like, oh, I definitely bookmarked this to come back to later. It's just different creators coming together to have a conversation. And yeah, Druckmann, obviously, a lot of insight, but always really cool hearing him talk, especially to other creators that are luminaries in many spaces.
Funny story about Neil Druckmann. I texted him this weekend, and then I was like, huh. And I had to text a friend of like, do I still have Neil's number? And they're like, that's his old number. I was like, thank you. And I had his new number, but the iPhone did that thing where it was used, and I was like, oh my God, you know what I mean? Is, yeah. So then it turned out that I had at some point switched over, and I just been texting some random person all the time of like, Makes just sense. A random congratulations on Game Awards night. Yep. Nothing, no response. Like, that's fucked up. Anyways, Druckmann pulled back the curtain on what players can expect from Intergalactic, the Heretic Prophet. He explained that the team has spent years creating the game's setting, a timeline that deviated from our own in the late 1980s, leading to a completely different version of our history. A key part of this world-building effort was the creation of a new religion, something the developers spent, quote, years building from the original prophet, end quote, to how it evolved over 2,000 years. This faith is deeply tied to Semperia, the planet where the main story takes place. Quote, at one point, all communication from this planet stopped, Druckmann revealed, adding that for 600 years, no one has heard anything from Semperia. That mystery becomes the core of the story as players take on the role of Jordan A. Munn, a bounty hunter. Quote, I really wanted to make a game about faith and religion, but also about just being lonely, Druckmann said. So many of the previous games we've done, there's always like an ally with you. This time, I really want you to be lost in a place where you're really confused about what happened here, who are the people here, and what they are. Damn, I fucked it up. Who are the people here? What was their history? During the conversation, Druckmann also touched on his past work, especially the Last of Us series, and how it shaped his approach to storytelling in Intergalactic, the Heretic Prophet. I feel like I haven't ever said the Heretic Prophet, and now I've said it 19 times in this article.
Yeah, that's true.
Which is fine. I'm not against. Yeah, and I appreciate that. Now I'm never gonna, you're gonna say Intergalactic. I'm like, wait, Intergalactic, the Beastie Boys, or ITHP?
I think about Interstellar all the time.
That's me too. I talked about that yesterday too. Well, yeah, of course.
Did anyone watch the movie Heretic?
Yeah.
Was it good?
Who's in it again? Like, this is definitely one I remember watching.
It's British guy from Notting Hill.
Oh, no, I didn't. Fuck, sorry. This is on my Amazon watch list. Hugh Grant.
Yeah,
Hugh Grant.
That's it. Yeah.
Traps the Jehovah's Witnesses or whoever is at his door.
Yep.
I like this a lot, and I've watched the trailer several times.
It's on like Amazon or something now.
Yeah, well, that's the thing, is I'm always down to pay for it. Well,
no,
it's like Max
too,
over
but
there.
Like now it's exciting that it's free. I don't
now you feel like you saved money.
I almost did.
You feel like you saved money.
Anyways, that's
like when you link your Amazon account to your Twitch account and give us the free sub that doesn't auto-renew, right? Grandma, thank you all the time. So you took me to the lake. But real quick, what's your Amazon password? Nana, what's your Amazon password? And she goes, I can see the angels. You say, not yet, Nana! Password or devil!
Oh my God.
Druckmann acknowledged that The Last of Us Part 2 received strong reactions from players, both positive and negative, and joked about the team's mindset going into this new project. Quote, we made certain creative decisions that got us a lot of hate, he said before laughing and adding, lots of people love it, but a lot of people hate that game. So you know what? Let's do something people won't care as much about. Let's make a game about faith and religion, end quote. Ha ha!
Get him, Neil. Interesting stuff. A lot to break down here. I feel like overall very exciting. I could not be more excited for this game. Everything we saw from that trailer, everything we know from this team. I'm here for.
Kev, can you just play that beautiful trailer in the background while we talk to you? Because I love that goddamn thing so much.
Porsche, baby. But yeah, the idea of the timeline deviating in the 80s, and we already see in that trailer, like there is things left over that like maybe they're advanced, but it's still very 80s tech.
Of course,
very cool. Love that aesthetic.
Retro future.
Yeah, awesome. But the one thing that I'm like, I was saying before the show that I'm a little bit like trepidatious about is you're alone, you're a bounty hunter alone, the very Samus Aran type take on this. And they even say there that the previous games, Uncharted and Last of Us, are you have an ally. And to me, that's where the writing of Naughty Dog and the quality of it really shines through the most. Previously, obviously that can change. I'm here for whatever they can do. And again, I'm a creature of habit. I like the things I like. But hearing this, it doesn't get me excited. You know what I mean? Yeah, because like I just feel like so much of the joy I get from playing Naughty Dog games is Elena making a comment to you as
last year's model.
You know what I mean? Like all that stuff, right?
Yeah.
Or just like Ellie like talking, having that constant chatter, and like maybe they find ways to do it. But that's my gut reaction to that little bit.
Interesting. I'm not worried about it. I like the idea of the one person against the world kind of thing dropped in. We're going to be as lost as she is in terms of what's going on in this planet, where we are in this universe, what's going on. I think even you see, in this trailer, eventually Hallie Gross is going to pop up and give you the mission. I think you're going to get stuff like that. I think even saying this eventually in Act 2, right? You're going to be introduced to someone who you're at odds with, but you don't know. And then by the end of the game, you're friends with, you've done something with, you can't have a game that is nobody with you, right? You have to have somebody come through and do it. I wonder if it'll be AI. I wonder if you have somebody chirping you that way, if you're listening to old tapes or something to that effect.
Yeah.
I can't see it being solo all the way through in terms of not having anything. Look at there. You got people right there all posed together having fun. You're going to have people there. Don't worry.
They're saying here. I just feel like
Neil lies all the time. We know that. Remember, he's like, "Oh, don't hold your breath for Last of Us." You're making another Last of Us, Neil.
Yeah.
Tell me something good.
There's
something good, man.
Tell me something good.
Yeah. Again, I'm not worried at all.
Yeah,
it's more just like, oh, okay, cool. Like one of the things I love the most seems to not be a priority for this, but that's fine. There's many more new things for me to love here already.
Damn, what a fucking game,
man! It's gonna be really cool. Like the end of this trailer when it gets a little actiony and like she has the sick ass like laser sword thing.
Yeah.
Come on, she has a cool jacket. Everything about this is just like, yeah, I'm into it.
Yeah, 100%, right?
I hope it's amazing. Cool.
Yeah.
Not just like, oh, they did it again. Like I hope this is like generational.
I hope so. You think it will be?
I do.
Yeah.
I have very, very high expectations. I think that they will meet with this.
Do you think we get to fly a spaceship at any point?
I do.
Do we dogfight?
Yes. I think so.
Over there in the Twitch, no? Well, Francisco. Do you guys think this will be open world? No. Open zone.
Yeah, I think it will lean. There'll be more Seattles from Last of Us 2 and more
great call.
Madagascar from Uncharted 4 type things than there were in those two games.
Super chats I need to know on youtube.com/kindoffunnygames. Do you think this will be generational? Or do you think Naughty Dog can rise to the challenge of making Intergalactic, the Heretic Prophet? Again, same way we do TLU now. ITHP. We're getting started right now. ITHP.
So funny back in the day.
Sorry, Kevin, what?
If
I love you guys. I really hope they nail it. I don't know. Everything I see here this is so fucking my shit, right? I want to play this game so badly and see what this is. And I hope they're able to make a generational game here. Because it looks so fucking good.
Yeah, I just honestly feel like for the people that rock with Naughty Dog, and I feel like they're going to deliver. I think that there is obviously a rising trend of people that don't like video games, period, that I do think might hinder this having the level of effect that Last of Us did when it first came out. But I think that there's a separate amount of people that just like enjoy these type of games no matter what. And I think that Last of Us being on HBO also has opened up a whole new group of gamers for the first time. And I think that, hey, from the creators of amazing series like Crash Bandicoot and
Jack
Last
and
of Us, right? It's like, all right, cool. I want to check out Naughty Dog's next.
What when we see that and we see her jump off the rock and do the slash, Do you think this is going to be a big departure from Naughty Dog's previous gameplay? Is this going to be fast and fluid, and we're like dashing, rolling, slash all around? Is it going to feel more
Here's
like
the
a
thing. I feel like we really don't give Naughty Dog's combat enough credit for how much it's evolved since Uncharted 1. Like
I do.
I feel like a lot of people kind of like act like, oh man, but the combat in these games sucks. And it's like, well, if you look at it as like comparing it to modern games and how they feel to Uncharted 1 and how the kind of Monster Closet shooting felt, it's like, yeah, sure, it does. Like their games today feel better, right? But I do think Last of Us 2, in many ways, is only rivaled by like Phantom Pain to me in terms of how a character controls and the moveset for the type of game it was trying to be.
All I mean is that Uncharted through Last of Us, and I agree with you how far it's come, evolved, and done everything else. And I think, yes, Last of Us Part 2 stealth gameplay is fucking insanely awesome. I love it. You know that. I mean that's always felt more, I hate to say it, grounded, weighted. Like I don't feel like when she jumps off the rock and slashes that thing, I'm saying, is it going to be like I'm rolling and doing stuff, and it's gonna feel? It's not. I'm not gonna see the DNA of Last of Us and Uncharted in it.
I think you still will.
Okay.
I think that, and I think that that's a good thing too, because I also feel like playing Last of Us 2, most of it is stealth, but I do feel like it gives you the ability to get in there, and even if you have the knife, or just how quickly you can switch the weapons and stuff. I understand it is still grounded, and it's not Devil May Cry, but
yeah, of course.
I don't think this will be either. I also don't think it's going to be like Souls-like necessarily, but I do think that it will be faster. Obviously, if you give a character a sword, you got to get up close and personal and move quickly, right?
Yeah,
like that's compared to Ellie or Joel, who is like more gun focused, right? Yeah, I think they're gonna nail it combat wise. I think it's gonna feel really good.
I hope so, man. Over in the live chat, youtube.com/kindoffunnygames, I have a bunch of super chats. Cooking with Vinny super chats and says, I actually found the Seraphites and T-Lu 2 to be one of the most interesting aspects, and was sad they didn't place more focus on that. It feels that Intergalactic is going full force into that idea. Again, I'm not trying to accuse Naughty Dog of ripping off 2-time Game of the Year winner Starfield, but of course, this sounds a lot like House of Maroon, where they have cut themselves off from society with their weird religion where they worship the Great Serpent. And I shouldn't say weird, because of course I married somebody from there, so I get it. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. You understand what that was like for me and Indonesia.
Yes.
Anyways, though, I feel like that does open the door to find this society and find this planet, and like I assume you're crashing on it. Land, or maybe I guess the bounty mission for Kumail is going to bring you to it. Maybe we're filling in a lot of gaps here for a game we don't know anything about. But get there, be stranded there, and have to deal with these people have cut themselves off. That sounds like an awesome, interesting presence.
Yeah, Cooking with Vinny, like you bringing up the Seraphites, I also think that it was one of the most interesting aspects. Like I remember playing through that game for the first time, and anytime that we started getting hints at, I'm blanking on her name, but like Mother, whatever it was, what I'm talking about, like the figure.
Seraphites? Jeffrey.
No. The figure, like
Jesus,
the woman. That,
who was like the martyr, and they had all the stuff built out to her.
That stuff I thought was so cool, and I feel like it was such a. I mean, I guess some ways on the nose, but I think that they pulled it off of delivering on what Last of Us 1 had with the kind of like Bill's story stuff of like storytelling shit. But like this was more like obviously part of the main plot. But anytime we'd come to a room and it would have stuff like that, I was like, ooh, this is so cool, especially with how they built out the Seraphites otherwise. But at the end of the day, it did feel, I don't want to say undercooked, it wasn't the focus of the game, right? It was just like a very large side portion of supporting Ellie and Abby's story, right?
Yeah, of course.
But I feel like they had the stuff there, and leaning more into that for Intergalactic as like the core thing, I think could be very, very cool, because I think that there is a very important and interesting conversation to be had, especially nowadays. I think religion's always something that you can talk about and kind of question and commentate on through art, and I feel like right now is a very interesting time to do that, and doing it in a way that looks dope as shit is like, okay, I'm here for it.
Kebab says, my concern is that it's set on the planet we see at the end, which is less interesting than the rest of the trailer. My theory is that it's a Souls-like. That'd be quite the departure. And that's where it's like, I don't think, I mean, maybe it is. I'm not taking away from you, Kebabs, but I just want them, the jumping off the rock there to me speaks that I think it's going to be a lighter, faster gameplay. I don't know if it'll go full Souls-like, but I think it'll be a faster swordplay than what I've seen before with Melee from Naughty Dog.
Yeah.
We'll see. Do you think it'll be a Souls-like?
Game known for punching. Uncharted 3.
Yeah, but I mean,
Game Showdown. It was a disaster.
Wow, that show?
I know. Who would have
You know what
thought? Yeah.
Guess this
considering
top 10 list.
planet,
Fuck off.
I do think we'll be on the planet for a while. But I imagine there'll be multiple planets, though.
You think so?
Yeah.
I bet it'll be that you start on, you're doing bounty hunter stuff and bouncing around and then get marooned on this thing, and that's where the story takes. And that's why I don't think it's open world. I think it's going to be a narrative. You are here, and then you get off of it and whatever else. CJ Splitson says, cinematic swordplay like Stellar Blade / Sifu.
Shit, dude. I mean, I'd love that. God, I had a dream about Sifu last night.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
What happened?
Well, because I was just thinking, because yesterday I was telling you I platinum Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1 and 2 because I'm a fucking gamer. And then I was realizing, I was just like, is that like my proudest achievement? I'm like, I think my proudest is platinum Sifu. Because that's like incredibly skill based.
Sure. This was a time sink, Tony Hawk 1 and 2.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Some of it was skill based. But then I had a dream about Sifu, and it was a good dream.
Nice.
It was a dream about making content, because that's where I'm at in my life.
I do that too, yeah.
And because we did the Sifu race before, right?
Yeah.
Me, Bless, Andy, and Barrett. And I was like, what if I just came into work? It was just like, everybody, we're playing Sifu now. Can you beat it in an hour? You haven't touched it in years. Can you do it?
Yeah.
And I don't know. I don't think I could.
I bet you could. You'd rise to the occasion.
Wait, that'd be really good. Just talk to me about that beforehand. I can have that set up. 4 screens.
Yeah.
4 people playing at the same time.
Go.
Joe just chimes in with a quick TLU 2 combat wise can go full John Wick. It rules. But then Dean Brown has this one that's interesting. Sure. Not that Joe's wasn't, but I appreciate it. Dean says, in TLU 2 making of documentary, they said they were inspired by Bloodborne combat and exploration initially before they diverted. This seems like that idea. That could be cool. Again, I'd like to see Naughty Dog shake it up a bit. Keep the cinematic, keep that narrative, keep that level of detail, love, graphics, blah, 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 performance. But then, give me a little something different. Don't go all the way Bloodborne, but give me something cool.
Yep.
And then right now to close off these Last of Us / Intergalactic / ITHPs. Tinjin Ko T says, playing TLU 1 right now and the combat still feels good. Also, if Tim wants a banger tipsy mashup, check out Dmitry Beauchamp's mashup with the Final Fantasy VII battle theme.
I didn't want to overdo this, but at my wedding for the dance portion of it all, the dance floor portion, I did sneak a couple video game things in, and this mashup was one of them. So you have great taste.
What's going on with putting up your wedding?
Now that we're doing so many it's done. It's ready. It's just now that there's so many projects, I just don't want to step on it or step on the Nuzlocke and all the big things happening. So it's ready. It'll happen.
As usual, Nick's ruining your wedding. Oh, God. Number 2 on the Roper Report, Sony is experimenting with AI-powered PlayStation characters. This is Tom Warren at The Verge. Sony is working on a prototype AI-powered version of at least one of its PlayStation game characters. An anonymous tipster has shared an internal video from Sony PlayStation's group with The Verge that demonstrates an AI-powered version of Aloy from Horizon Forbidden West. After we published the story, the video was pulled from YouTube due to a copyright claim from Muso, a copyrights enforcement company which advertises Sony Interactive Entertainment, aka PlayStation, as a client. The video is narrated by Sharwin Ragahopajaldal, a director of software engineering.
You fucking crushed that name.
Thank you. At Sony Interactive Entertainment, who works on video game technology, AI, computer vision, and face technology for Sony's PlayStation Studios Advanced Technology Group. We watched Sharwin demonstrate an AI-powered version of Aloy that could hold a conversation with a player through voice prompts during gameplay. Aloy could be seen responding to queries with an AI-powered synthesized voice and facial movements, both in a demo setting and within the full Horizon Forbidden West game. He makes it clear that this is just a prototype and has been developed alongside Guerrilla Games to demonstrate the technology internally at Sony. The technology demo uses OpenAI's Whisper for speech-to-text and both GPT-4 and Llama 3 for conversations and decision-making.
So happy they're using Llama 3 and not 2.
Oh, God. I can't wait for 4, though, or Llama 3 Pro. Sony has its own internal emotional voice synthesis, EVS, system that it uses for speech generation, according to the man. And audio-to-face animation is powered by Sony's own Mockingbird technology. While the demo is seen running on PC, Sony has also experimented with running parts of this technology directly on PlayStation 5 consoles with little overhead, according to the presentation. Sony first demonstrated this internally a year ago before showing a more advanced version behind closed doors at its Sony Technology Exchange Fair, STEF, in Tokyo in November. How many more goddamn acronyms can they toss into this one fucking article? Quote, "This is just a glimpse at what is possible," he said. This tech demo doesn't answer the more obvious questions over whether it even makes sense to talk to Aloy when you're supposed to be playing. Oh, come on now.
Come on.
That's a bridge too far. It's supposed to be playing as her at Horizon Forbidden West, or the impact such a technology could have on voice actors and video game developers. Yes. Let's go with the latter, not the former. It's a fucking tech demo, of course. And then right there, James nails it in the live chat. I wonder how Ashley Birch feels about this. Me too. Me fucking too.
I'm sure not great.
I would
just
pretty,
like
I mean, like, I know you signed a contract, you signed the thing. I'm sure there's a bunch of shit you did, but this, and like, I didn't see the video. Did you watch it before it got taken down? I don't know if it's actually synthesizing Ashley's voice or if it's just like an AI thing, but whatever.
God,
come on.
This sucks, man.
Not her voice is Mander. Okay.
This sucks mainly because I don't see an end to this that anybody cares about or wants. Like, it's not even like this is a tool that feels like it's helping get towards somewhere that anybody with a creative brain is interested in. You know, so like a lot of the AI stuff, it's like, okay, I get it. I can see why this happened. Things like this, I'm just like, I can't even fathom the implementation of this that gets people going of like, this is what worth investing in. And it's creepy and weird.
Yeah, this is so similar to when we were talking about NFTs a couple years ago, where it's like somebody's going to try to keep figuring this out. And I'm sure eventually there might be a use to it that I'm like, oh, okay. If I'm grasping at straws here, why would this matter? What would this be? Let's put aside all the ethical problems with it. The idea would be eliminating that thing we see in games where I beat someone to death in front of a character and then go and talk to this other character and the character's like, oh, hey, how are you? You know what I mean? They'd be able to be like, what the fuck did you just do? Like, but is that really worth throwing this out and burning how many lakes full of water to make sure Chat GPT can be like, did you just beat that hooker to death? Anyways, here's your quest. Like, what are we talking about?
Yeah, and like we all know that no matter how good that stuff is, even assuming it's good, it won't feel authentic and it won't feel curated. Like, that's the thing is like, what's the point if it is just, if everything's going to react the way that it's quote unquote supposed to react?
Yeah.
That's not a story. That's just cause and effect.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
And so like, again, to try to bring it back to a middle area and in a world where it isn't going to fucking ruin the environment, we're all going to die and capitalism's killing us. The idea there could be that you would still have writers. You would still have all these people who are making the narrative and making the side missions. And then this kind of tech is coming in just to fill in those little gaps, to stitch things together to make them more sense. So like, oh, again, when I give you this example, I ask you, is it even fucking worth it? But it is. You go to the main quest giver and they're like, oh, we got reports that you climbed through that window and killed this guy with your hidden blade. Like just to give you specificity on how you did the mission.
But that already exists, right? Like that is the AI that's existed in games. I think developers create that artificial intelligence to be able to link things and remember things and if this then that and all that stuff. Like, this is just a new level of like generating things that again, the generative AI is the problem. The other AI is tech that is a tool that you're using, and it's up to you how you use it. Obviously, any tool can be used for good or bad. You can kill people with a hammer. I've seen it done.
Kingpin.
Yeah. But like, when it comes to this stuff, it's like, this seems like a push for tech to be able to raise stock money.
Yes.
More than anything else. And when that is the starting and end goal, instead of like, oh, this is a creative thing to solve a creative problem, which, like, again, clearly, I don't think that there is a problem here that needs to be solved.
Great point.
So,
that's a great way to put it. Yeah. And real quick, hey, Kevin, how's the stock market doing?
Oh, God, it's bad.
All right.
It's bad, Greg. But don't worry, it'll get better eventually. Just let's wait 4 years from now.
Sounds about right. Ladies and gentlemen and NBs, believe it, we can't wait 4 years for it to get better at Kinda Funny, so we need your support. Have you heard about the Kinda Funny membership? $10 gets you all of our programming ad-free. That's more than 20 shows a week, and a daily dose of me in a 15 to 20-minute podcast I call Gregway. That's available exclusively for you. But guess what? Right now, you're not using your membership benefits that you could get on patreon.com/kindafunny, youtube.com/kindafunny games, Spotify, and Apple. So here's a word from our sponsor. This episode is brought to you by Monster Hunter Now. Whether I'm taking Ben to the playground, soccer practice, or on a hike with Jen, I'm wandering the outdoors more than ever. That's where Monster Hunter Now comes in. It's an authentic Monster Hunter experience on your mobile that lets you find and hunt monsters in the real world using your phone. Whether you're out on a walk, commuting, or just need a quick hunting break between your console sessions. And right now, there's no better time to jump in because Monster Hunter Now is running an epic collaboration event with Monster Hunter Wilds, packed with surprises that any Monster Hunter fan won't want to miss. Let's talk about the good stuff. For the first time, a monster from Monster Hunter Wilds has made its way into Monster Hunter Now. Players can also experience the thrill of riding a Sacred from Monster Hunter Wilds with the new layered equipment and so much more. This won't be available once the event ends, so don't miss your chance to get it while you can, and don't you worry about me and that Sacred look. I already unlocked it. But that's not all. By completing event quests, you'll unlock a special gift code that can be redeemed in Monster Hunter Wilds. These rewards will give you an early head start, making sure you're geared up and ready to take on the next big adventure. So if you haven't already, now's the perfect time to download Monster Hunter Now. It's free to play, and trust me, once you start hunting monsters in the real world, you'll be hooked. Go to kindafunny.com/MH now, jump into the event before it's gone, and I'll see you out there. Remember, that's kindafunny.com/MH now. Happy hunting.
This episode's brought to you by Built. Y'all already know I'm a big points and rewards guy, but here's a PSA for anyone who rents. If you haven't heard of Built, you're about to thank me. Earning points on rent is now a reality where you pay your rent through Built. You don't even have to check with your landlord to start earning points that you can use towards flights, hotel stays, fitness classes, and even your next rent payment. Let me break it down for you. There's no cost to join Built, and as a member, you'll earn valuable points on rent and on your everyday spending. Built points can be transferred to your favorite hotels and airlines, and even the ones you haven't heard of. There are over 500 airlines and 700,000 hotels and properties around the world you can redeem your Built points toward. Points can also be redeemed towards a future rent payment and unique experiences that only Built members can access. So, if you're not earning points on rent, my question is, why not? Start earning points on rent you're already paying by going to joinbuilt.com/kindafunny. That's JOINBILT.com/kindafunny. Make sure to use our URL so they know we sent you. Joinbuilt.com/kindafunny to start earning points on your rent payments today. This podcast is brought to you in part by Stash. Saving and investing can feel impossible, but with Stash, it's not just a reality, it's easy. Stash isn't just an investing app. It's a registered investment advisor that combines automated investing with dependable financial strategies to help you reach your goals faster. They'll provide you with personalized advice on what to invest in based on your goals, or if you just want to sit back and watch your money go to work, you can opt into their award-winning expert-managed portfolio that picks stocks for you. Stash has helped millions of Americans reach their financial goals and starts at just $3 per month. Don't let your savings sit around. Make it work harder for you. Go to get.stash.com/kindafunny to see how you can receive $25 towards your first stock purchase and to view important disclosures. That's get.stash.com/kindafunny. Paid non-client endorsement, not representative of all clients and not a guarantee. Investment advisory services offered by Stash Investments LLC, an SEC registered investment advisor. Investing involves risk. Offer is subject to T&Cs.
Number 3 on the Roper Report. LEGO is starting to bring its game development in-house. Key executives say this is the big man, Jordan Middler VGC. And remember, I mean big, large.
He's a large man.
Yeah, we called him to find out how large he was. He called us from the bathroom.
Really?
Yeah, he called us on Discord. But he held up like a deodorant, so he looked even bigger. I wanted a banana for scale. He couldn't get it. Yeah, I don't think they have them in Scotland.
No bananas there.
Plus, he was calling from like a torture bathroom. You should go watch the episode. Anyways, back to Jordan. The LEGO Group is bringing its video game development efforts in-house. The Danish toy-making giant has lent its name to decades of video game products, but the vast majority of these have been developed in collaboration with third-party studios and not by LEGO itself. Now, the firm behind the globally successful Building Kits has said it wants to bring video game development in-house, though it's unclear if this spells the end of LEGO's collaboration efforts with other game makers. Quote, "We can say, as long as we're under the LEGO brand, we can cover experiences for kids of all ages, digital or physical. Game development in-house is something we're building up," Niles Christensen said, who happens to be LEGO's chief executive, to the Financial Times.
Very interesting, especially following up on our conversation last week about WB games.
Yeah, TT games.
And how we would save them if we could. This is interesting because obviously LEGO video games are very important. They review well, they sell well, they are targeted and enjoyed by a key demographic that is,
kids games,
I think, underserved.
Yeah.
Relatively speaking, when you're talking about what the most mainstream video games are these days, in terms of like the mass appeal, the multi-plat titles that the developers are putting out and publishers are putting out. And for as long as I can remember, Lego and video games have been synonymous, and there's been like a quality to them, even if the quality wasn't there. But there was like a perceived quality. And what I mean by this is even before the TT game stuff, like I remember the first PC game that I was like, I need this, was Lego Island.
Okay.
And I don't know what the quality of that game actually is. I don't know if it reviewed well or whatever.
It,
but like that game was like a tentpole moment for kids of a generation. And I feel like, Legos, especially in the early 90s, like I feel like were such a big deal. And I think that's only risen. And I feel like Legos are one of those things, the hobbies that have grown with people, that kids that played with Legos then are still potentially buying them now for collecting reasons, building reasons, whatever it is. Like there's a market for Legos, licensed and otherwise. And they translate, I think, over time even better and better to video games. And once what was it, like early 2000s when Lego finally did when they first did the Star Wars like episode 1 stuff.
I remember.
Like that was the game changer for Lego, where all of a sudden it was no longer just the spaceman and the pirates and the more generic or just like Lego specific things, and then it turned into Licensed City. Thank you so much for this, Kevin. My God, this brings me back. I played this on your PC. I didn't have a PC, so I had to play it at Kevin's house. Demo.
Kevin, did you like it?
I have absolutely no memory of this.
Really? Oh man. Well, I do. Anyways, the Star Wars was such a success that they eventually got the Harry Potter and then so on and so forth. And like they, to this day, now have the entire world. But that then translated to the video game so well.
Yeah, of course.
And we were talking about this in the WB conversation. But, the best way, I think, to kind of like tell, Roger made a really good point about like they should make a Superman game, Lego game, based on the James Gunn Superman movie, to allow that movie and the lore of that movie and the world of that movie to live and breathe with children in a different way, so that it's ingrained in them. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
100%.
If you want these stories and characters to matter, and the themes and morals and all that stuff. I'm going on a big tangent here.
You're
My
doing
point
it.
is, Lego's
it.
very important to video games, and this seems like a bad move to me, because starting fresh is very difficult. We've seen even Marvel games partnering seems to be like the right move.
Yes, you have a great IP partner with more. That would be my thing. Is like I don't mind. You say we're establishing the Lego Games brand, and there's going to be a team that's looking and working and blah blah. But like bringing it in house, I think silly. You should be going, all right, cool. What other developers would I like to see make a Lego game and make it their own? It doesn't have to be the minifigs running around in an open world. It could, I mean,
but does it though?
Those games should exist. Let me fucking finish talking.
No, but I don't know though. Like look at Horizon, right? Like maybe that is evidence that it doesn't work.
I think that's copying what those games were.
But it wasn't though. Like that is a different take. That is going to a studio.
No, everybody said that game felt like what are we talking? You're talking. I'm talking about different kinds of games.
Right, Lego Horizon is a different type of game than the Lego games.
But it's also the same.
I don't think so.
You're taking the minifigs, running around, beating the shit out of everything or whatever.
Yeah, but like even the feel of it, the style of it, like I think it's
the style,
very
the feel. Those are different things I agree with. But I'm just saying, like the gameplay, I think you should be able to do more with Legos.
Like what?
I don't know.
Well, Lego Fortnite, right? Isn't that a great example?
Yes.
Of the building stuff.
Yeah,
they're already doing that,
and that's a great one.
Yeah,
I enjoy it, and they're adding to it still.
Yeah,
but I mean, like, why not? Why isn't there like a Lego Sim City? You know what I mean?
Can build
on the phone,
everything.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Brick by brick, Tim.
Brick by brick, Tim.
Brick by brick. I'm bricked up just thinking about it.
Ew. Yeah, so I don't know. I think this is a silly move, especially if it means you're going to stop collaborating with other people.
Well, my thing is why is this move happening? Is WB Games fucked and TT Games
Probably.
fucked? And they're just like, shit, we got to figure this out now because
they're probably, yeah, you're in a, when you see that happening and you see like what you assume, because what Jason, when he was on the show, said that TT Games is working on a Lego game that he knows about but hasn't been announced yet with an IP. So you assume, yeah, we're going to get a new Lego game.
Infinity Saga, baby.
Maybe it's Superman. Maybe you were right.
Roger Superman. I'm Infinity Saga.
We'll just take it from Roger right now, and then maybe you're right.
I don't like
you
taking
could have both. You know what I mean?
He has so little. You know what I mean?
It's true. You seen that mustache? Not
Good.
nearly as good as this one. You know what I mean? Anyways, though, yeah, I don't know. As long as they don't stop collaborating, you can go do this if you want. But I'm not holding my breath for great stuff to come out of it.
Lego is interesting though too because of the licensing and how complicated that must be. Like, all right,
Sure.
cool. So they have Lego and then they have Batman, but it's like, so they can make a Lego Batman game, but I'm sure they need to pay DC and like, what's that all look like? And what?
Well, honestly,
what
it probably
do they
goes the
have
other
full
way,
control
right?
over?
Where it's probably they have to pay Lego.
DC has to pay Lego?
Yeah. Well, I mean, no, it's WB has to pay. Yeah, WB, who owns DC, who has to do this. Yeah, I think they have to pay Lego more than Lego has to pay them. I mean, it's a licensing agreement. I'm sure there's all sorts of little things tied up in it.
Yeah, it's interesting. Because I mean, I'm talking about even the source of it, like the Legos themselves. Who pays who?
So when you're making the Legos, Lego is paying to license the DC thing.
Okay.
Then when they're like, hey, we want to make a Lego DC game, I think Warner Brothers has to pay Lego to get the Lego license. And Warner Brothers already owns the DC license. And then TT gets paid to make the game. That makes sense?
I'm dizzy.
Yeah. I don't know.
The mayor says no S on Lego. It is 2025. The economy is in the toilet. The world is on fire. We're about to go to war with Canada. The least of our concerns is if you're saying what every other human being in the world says Legos, all right?
Lego my ego.
The fucking Lego isn't even in all caps in this article, and I'm not fucking mad. And that's my journalism brain screaming at me. So what I need you to do, Mayor, is just look out your window at the apocalyptic hellspace you live in and pick something else to be angry about. We ain't got time for this.
Yeah, tell him.
Yeah.
Story number 4. Ori developer Moon Studios goes fully independent. Will finish No Rest for the Wicked without Take-Two. This is Chris Scullion at VGC. Of course, Chris Scullion works with the big man Jordan Middler at VGC. Moon Studios says it's now quote unquote fully independent, or a fully independent studio after securing the publishing rights to its game No Rest for the Wicked from Take-Two. Moon initially announced No Rest for the Wicked, its third game after Ori and the Blind Forest and Ori Will of the Wisps back in December 2023, and the game then released in Steam Early Access in April 2024. This early access release was published by Private Division, the Take-Two label specializing in publishing games for smaller developers. When Take-Two sold Private Division in November 2024, the buyer also purchased almost all of Private Division's existing and unreleased games. The key exception to this was No Rest for the Wicked, which Take-Two said wasn't part of the deal because it wanted to, quote, continue to support it. In a new announcement, however, Moon Studios said it was now fully independent, stating, quote, "We have secured the publishing rights for No Rest for the Wicked, allowing us to execute our vision without restrictions," end quote.
Interesting. You know, there's been a lot of conversations stemming from Moon Studios, a lot of them very negative, skewing about workplace situations and just kind of attitudes overall. But also really high quality game releases and really high quality even early access here with
we're big fans of No Rest for the Wicked here.
So and obviously I'm a very big fan of the Ori games. I'm interested in this. I feel like, you know, we are definitely in scramble mode 2025 of like how to get games out, how to make money from the games, and whatever is the best way to make that happen. We should probably do that and get as many people out of the cookie jar as possible. So I'm going to take this as good news overall. I do have faith in them. I think this game is going to come together very well. And yeah, it sounds like executing vision without restrictions. Like they are the type of team, and this is the type of game that I think could really gain a lot from that.
Yeah, like I said, we liked No Rest for the Wicked quite a bit at early access, and I have been. That's one I keep my ear to the ground for because I'd like a full release on it to really jump in and get really deep into it. So yeah, as long as they're able to keep continuing to make the game and everything else, that's great. So wish them well. Number 5, Disco Elysium Studio, and I can never. I read it all. Zaum. Or do you think it's ZA/UM? Chat, I honestly don't know how to pronounce the developers. Let me know. Has announced its next game. Zaum, you say?
Yeah, but I was just saying it in a fun way.
I like that, though. See, Voxbox says too, Zaum. Zaum has announced its next game, espionage RPG Project C4. This is Chris Scullion at VGC. The next game, oh man, this is VGC Games Daily, from the studio that published Disco Elysium has been revealed. Zaum Studios has revealed its next game, currently known by the project name Project C4, which it described as, quote, a new mind-warping espionage RPG that blends player introspection, deep character-driven dialogue, and high-stakes encounters steered by dice rolls, end quote. According to a press release, the game world is rife with shadowy characters who help move the pieces for competing geopolitical powers in a game of concealed conflict, end quote. Fuck. Players are tasked with completing, quote, a desperate assignment, end quote, which could see them losing their life or much worse, being exposed for what they really are. Players take control of an operant who serves as a questionable global power, and has to take part in a vicious, clandestine struggle for truth and influence. According to the studio, Project C4 will let players take psychoactive substances to alter their character's mind, saying, quote, players must steel themselves with whatever comfort they can in order to survive the violent canvas of the real, end quote. While Zaum's most notable release was Disco Elysium, it's unlikely that many of the Disco Elysium team will be getting involved with this new project, given conflicts between the company and its former employees in recent years. Most notably, the string of explosive allegations made in late 2022 by former Disco Elysium developers and the owners of the studio that fired them.
We just can't have anything nice. You know what I mean? Like,
it's like good news. Right.
This, like,
fuck, you remember this? This is all
shit.
bad. Right. Man,
yeah, I mean, this is interesting because, like, I don't know where it all shakes out of, like, where the right people are and where the wrong people are. But just taking this for what it's worth here, very talented team is making a follow-up to one of the biggest surprise hits of the last 10 years, right? When
people love that,
indie game success, like Disco Elysium, I think is very high on the list. Maybe not on the level of like a Celeste or something, but I think that is more about genre than anything. Like, I think the success of Disco Elysium pulling in people that have not played that type of game before is very telling that it's worth it because of how good it is. It can pull you in, even though it is a bit deeper and heavier of a genre than a platformer.
100%. Yeah. So be interested to keep eyes on this one. It sounds, as I read it, really cool, and then very, very deep, and in a way maybe I won't like. Because Disco Elysium I wanted to like, but I just couldn't get into it. And so I don't know how much this will feel like that. The dice rolls are cool. Of course, I like that in Citizen Sleeper 2. Citizen Sleeper 1 I didn't play, but you know what I mean. Like, so there's stuff there. Maybe we'll get into it, but we'll see as we go. But, Tim.
Yeah.
Zaum having a brand new game is big news.
Real big.
If I wanted smaller news, say the tiniest news I need to know about, where would I go?
You go to our last story, the Wii News channel, where we cover all the small news items that you need to know about.
Number 6. The Wii News. Aerial Knight's drop shot. Let's try again. Aerial Knight's drop shot has been announced for PC. There's a Steam page / trailer. Good job, Aerial Knight. Still making
Aerial Knight pumping them out.
I know, right?
Really, really cool stuff. Congrats, dude.
Oh, yeah. Okay. We love Aerial Knight over here. From IGN, Blizzard has announced today that it will once again hold an in-person BlizzCon convention at the Anaheim Convention Center. However, it won't be happening until 2026. Blizzard did not provide an explanation for why it was skipping 2025 or if it has plans for any sort of online celebration this year. Tim, take it to the bank. I want to go.
Yeah?
When I read Jason Schreier's book, of course, Play Nice, the rise, fall, and future of Blizzard Entertainment, I was like, damn, I would really love to go to a BlizzCon. And then, of course, they weren't happening anymore. Yeah. And so I'm going to go back to this, and I will talk about Diablo and have a good time there.
I love that.
Thank you.
For you.
Katamari Damacy Rolling Live has been announced exclusively for Apple Arcade. It's coming April 3rd.
It's what everyone's been waiting for. A live service Katamari Damacy.
I saw it go through our Slack, but I haven't read about it. Do we know anything about it? Is that what it is? Is it multiplayer? I'm opening up a thing here. I'm reading from Eurogamer. This is Ed Nightingale. A new Katamari Damacy game has been revealed, which will be exclusive. Rolling Live will be the first original game in almost 8 years. 3rd April. Once again, players will need to roll Katamari to We'll need to roll the Katamari to roll. Yeah, of course. The game promises unique, whimsical gameplay, captivating soundtrack, blah, blah, blah. And then it just goes on. It tells me nothing about what this was. No. What the fuck is the game about? Why is it called live? Am I playing with other people?
I'm sure it just means it's ongoing on your phone.
You just called it live.
Challenges.
I want to know what it means.
Keep rolling.
What? Now players, here we go. Thank you, GameSpot. Land Pits. Now players have to energize the King's live stream by rolling their Katamari to create stars once more. As the game goes on, in-game fans appear in the comment section, and the longer they play, the larger their audience grows. Players advance the game by completing the King's challenges and boosting their subscriber count.
Cool.
I will be joining Apple Arcade for the first time in forever. Yeah. I love Katamari that much. I'll be back on April 3rd. The III Initiative 2025 has been announced. From Wario64, Silent Hill transmission stream is announced for March 13th at 3 p.m. Pacific. Quote, this transmission will uncover Silent Hill F, end quote.
Lowercase f, okay.
Which one's Silent Hill F?
I don't know.
Is that not one of the ones that's been like... Didn't they talk about like 9,000 Silent Hills at one point?
Can you believe Silent Hill?
Silent Hill F is an upcoming survival horror video game in development by Neo Bards Entertainment and to be published by Konami. Okay. Oh, it's the 8th mainline game in the Silent Hill franchise.
Wow.
Okay. Look for that. Are we reacting to that? What do you want to do with that one?
It's up to you and Raj.
Okay. Me and Raj will talk about it. And then Shohei Ohtani is coming to Fortnite.
Fucking awesome.
He's a baseball player.
I love it, man.
Yeah.
Get everybody in there.
Get him in there. Why not? Of course, we've been asking you to super chat throughout the gosh darn show, and so we're happy to have you here. Smoking Joe's 420 super chats and says, Tim, did you see the Pisser / FSR4 news? Exciting stuff.
Yes, I did. It is exciting. I like that the PS5 Pro is able to kind of have.
Well, I don't know what this is. What is it?
It's just they're starting in, I think, like the next year. They're going to be using AMD's super sampling as well as their PSSR stuff. So it's just going to be even better and more enhanced. There's been a lot of problems with Pisser recently, so I feel like this is them kind of like trying to address that stuff and trying to work, I think, a little bit more like less proprietary and more like others do. Yeah. Sounds like pure good news. So.
Okay, great. It's Topher 9000 commented on the PlayStation AI story and said, please no Sony, and then said, here's $10. Kind of funny. We thank you for that. From the very beginning, Flying Penguin said, Greg's stash looks worse than Dirty Dom's does. I look good. All right. I can't do it as good as he does. You know?
Greg's,
or Eddie.
Shuffle looks better than Dom's.
Riley21 says, I gave my Twitch Prime to Snowbike Mike. I want you to know because of that, Riley, I will be slapping the Tai Chi out of his hand. You know what I mean? That way that money is wasted.
Tai Chi.
What did I say?
Did you say Tai Chi?
Yeah, you're right. Yeah. So what's it? It's he drinks
Tai tea.
Tai tea.
Chai
tea. Oh, I'm trying to say chai tea.
There we go. I see what happened.
Yeah, you see. Nick says Greg's mustache is giving Daddy Cavill.
Quick comment.
He's getting better.
Yeah, please.
Liv Morgan.
Yeah, the
keeps
best.
Going for the fucking best. Love her so much.
Yeah.
Keeps going for the Three Amigos. It needs to clean it up a little bit. Yeah. The Three Amigos is like, you gotta nail it. She doesn't nail it.
She's trying.
No, I'm saying she's trying. I know, but like you got.
Also, part of the gimmick would be not to nail it. Right?
But well, that's the thing too. So I feel like they're able to, but I can't wait till one day we see her just full on. Dude, I want to see the 619. She's getting there. She's getting there.
BLP Entertainment super chats and says obligatory birthday tax for my favorite group of goofballs on the internet. Been watching since RTX 2017, and I saw Greg's cheeks in a Wonder Woman outfit.
Happy birthday, and we're sorry.
Those cheeks brought you in, and they'll keep you here because they're tight. Steven said, just dropping in for my birthday tax, and a shout out to the Portland Dozen. I don't know if that's some kind of gang, but I'll keep moving. Thank you very much. And those are all the super chats. We turn our attention to kindoffunny.com/you're wrong, where you can write in to tell us what we screwed up as we screw it up. Kebab is just, as always, coming in, spouting off the talking points from PlayStation. And Kebabs goes, well, Intergalactic only takes place on one planet from the PlayStation blog. Intergalactic Star is a dangerous bounty, and then reads the exact same thing we're talking about. I'm saying I don't think we just start getting stranded on Semperia. I think we do something else on another planet. So Kebabs, when you start on another planet, and then go to Simperia. That'll be 2 planets, and you'll owe me a pizza. Kevin, hit the pizza bet. That's between me and Kebabs.
I love this show. I thought there was like an image.
There was.
There
If
is,
something's
yeah.
broken, it's fine. You know how we do it. Joseph says, haha. Oh, okay. No, sorry. Send Nuggie says, so quiet. I like that we're holding for the pizza bet song. And on there, it's like, there it is. There we go. Big Bad Beluga says, Tim was wrong. Greg was right. Gameplay wise, Lego Horizon has a similar feel to TT
Get
games.
fucked. It doesn't.
Oh, I'm Tim.
It doesn't.
I think I know everything because I like skating. Shut up, you idiot.
Dude, I fucking platinumed it, man. I platinumed it. I did that. I put the time in. 102 hours. 102 hours.
80 of those was grinding.
It kind of was.
Mitten Puppy says, you can just say chai, not chai tea, as chai equals tea. Mitten Puppy, please go back and look at the fucking moron who got a new asshole ripped when he tried to say not to put an S on Legos, all right? You do the same thing. Look out the fucking window. See the goddamn atrocities and injustice.
Where's your grandma?
Oh my God, don't get me started. Grandma, don't go to the light yet. I need to tell you something. Shut the fuck up about chai tea being tea. All right? Nobody wants to hear it. Oh, and then JJ Baseball 21 says Shohei Ohtani's dog, Decoy, will also be in Fortnite as a back bling. And that's awesome.
Hell yeah.
That's really cool. And that's it. Those are all your wrongs. I appreciate that. Some of them. Not Kebabs, as always.
Love you, Kebabs.
Ladies and gentlemen and NBs, that's another episode of Kinda Funny Games Daily in the Bank. Remember that each and every weekday we run you through the nerdy video game news you need to know about live on youtube.com/kindafunnygames, twitch.tv/kindafunnygames, podcast services around the globe. Of course, this kicks off a programming day for our small 11-person business that's all about live talk shows. From here, we go to the Kinda Funny GAMESCAST to talk about video games, the topics that make them video games, whatever the fuck that means. And then after that, you get the Nick Lock stream continuing as Nick, a very old man, tries to play Pokemon. And he could permadeath and all that jazz. And Kevin's there.
Today's
Kevin,
going to be a big one.
did Mike ever give you a Twix back?
He did. He went and bought
Okay.
one afterwards.
I
But
appreciate that.
it was only because I was so aggressive the
Sure,
entire
I
time.
can't
about
imagine.
It.
I know.
Tim, it was such a douchey move. Such a douchey.
I was watching
In fact,
the
I
entire
thought about
time.
throwing my shoe at him multiple times. And if there weren't company policies against
We did
violence,
have to institute that rule.
Violence.
Institute the no shoe throwing
by
rule.
God, I would have hit him with the shoe.
Of course, if you ever want to get us later, you can get us on all your podcast services. You can go to youtube.com/kindafunnygames. You should like, you should subscribe, you should share, you should use Amazon Prime on our Twitch account, Kinda Funny Games, where it doesn't renew every 30 days. You have to keep doing it on your own because they don't want you to know you have that benefit. But most importantly, if you love what we do here, we would love your support. Pick up a Kinda Funny membership over on youtube.com/kindafunnygames, patreon.com/kindafunny, Apple and Spotify to get every one of our shows ad-free, to support this little business and this little dream, and of course get 15 to 20 minutes of me each and every day talking your ear off about whatever it is y'all want to talk about. For now, we got to figure out what the GAMESCAST is. Until next time, it's been our pleasure to serve you.